Dear all, welcome to Demo Hour for October 2022 edition, organized by HRTech SG and powered by ArcLab. ArcLab is instantly the trusted partner for parsing, matching, and data enrichment for many corporations globally. Today, the session will showcase how we can leverage technology for hiring, developing, and engaging non-PMET workforce. Before that, a little bit about us. So we at HRTech SG, we host the Singapore largest and curated marketplace, which has about 150 solution providers across 8 HR categories. We are the creators of the Singapore HRTech market map, which has been endorsed by IHRP, SHRM, SHRI, and SP in Singapore. We also host the fastest growing marketplace for India, which has about 120 odd solution providers at the moment across 8 HR categories. And we have this India HRTech market map that is supported by SHRM in India. So Demo hours, we have come a long way since we first launched the Demo hour in 2019, which was held in person to evangelize and promote the use of HR technologies. The Demo hour series provides us with a platform for HR technology solution providers to showcase their high-tech solutions, aiding the adoption of HR tech. And the event motto has always been only to showcase demos and not presentations. After the onset of the pandemic, we have moved to an on-demand webinar format to benefit a wider audience. We have done demo hour events focused on specific topics such as mental wellness, technology for managing non-PMETs, which is a Singaporean term for blue-collar workers, and then technology for handling and addressing DEIB agenda, and so on. So why are we here today? We are having this session talking about how we can leverage technology for hiring and engaging non-PMET workforce. Enterprises across industries face considerable challenges in hiring blue-collar roles such as laborers, cleaners, drivers, and more. With the job vacancies and blue-collar workforce becoming a cause of concern for Singapore enterprises, this demo hour will showcase technology solutions that Singapore enterprises can leverage to hire and engage non-PMET workforce and thereby focus on increasing workforce productivity. Almost half of the job vacancies in Singapore in 2021 were unfulfilled. If you see 50 and the unemployment rate was still remained at 5.1% last year, and the problem doesn't seem to have elevated in 2022. The scenario is not unique to Singapore and it resonates across Southeast Asia. So why are companies facing this challenge? The key issues that we identified while we were researching for the handbook for non-PMET workforce, which we have published on our website. The 4 key challenges that we found out was, first, the inability of enterprises to plan and schedule for non-PMET openings, leading to enterprises to adopt just-in-time hiring approach, which does not work. The second one was the lack of investment in technology and data platforms that compounds the problem, as enterprises cannot predict their business demand and the talent supply. The third one was focusing on as the world moves to a gig-centric workplace, more contractual and on-call jobs are available, in fact, quite abundantly. But non-PMET workers give them a pass due to their strong preference for permanent roles. And the last one was the lack of diversity in blue-collar workforce, which is a cause of significant concern for large organizations that focus on diversity. Hence, such roles remain unfulfilled even after months of being open. Technology can play a big role in addressing these challenges, And today we have with us three best-in-class solution providers who will showcase their products to help enterprises hire, develop, and engage blue-collar talent more effectively. As part of our expert HR panel, to witness these demos and clarify questions on behalf of many HR professionals who will be watching this on demand, we are highly delighted to host Monica Devikavarwal, who is the head of HR VP for Funding Societies, and Pauline Ong, who is the business partner at UBS. And to present these demos, we have Martin representing ArcLab. We have Yani representing Findjobs and Corinne representing HRiQ. Without further ado, I'll just hand it over to Martin of ArcLab to show his demo, and then keep the floor open for Monica and Pauline to ask questions. Thank you.
Thanks, Sucha. So it's my pleasure to be here. I'm Martin, representing ArcLab. So a very quick introduction to us. So ArcLab is a mobile learning platform that enables you to create multilingual training content in minutes and have them delivered directly to your staff's mobile devices without a need for any apps or learner accounts. Their responses and data are captured live on your analytics dashboard for you to track their learning and performance. So ArcLab as a platform is content, industry, and age group agnostic, but majority of the customers that we serve are from the non-PMET sectors. So we're talking about retail, F&B, construction, and manufacturing industries. And the greatest appeal that ArcLab offers to them is that training can be easily delivered at scale with low frictions to adoption, and it has a very fast, free interface. I'd like to invite all our audience here to scan the QR code on the screen to check out and experience firsthand a sample ArcLab module. So I'll leave this on for a moment, and once we're ready, I'll proceed to show you how easy it is to begin authoring a module just like this on ArcLab. All right, so to begin authoring on ArcLab, simply open up your preferred web browser, log into your account, and you can start right away. Now, to create your first module, simply head over to the Add New Project button. Give your project a title. So, welcome to your first training module. And then you click on Create. So once done, you'll be directed to this PowerPoint-like editor page. So this is where all the magic happens. So on the left side of the screen, you have your screen's preview thumbnail. Right on the center, it's like your working canvas where you can see we'll be adding or editing all the information for that screen. And whatever you see here will be what your learners will be looking at as well. So it's in a portrait format to mimic the portrait orientation of our mobile device. On the right side is where you can configure the screen specific settings, your text alignment, and whether or not you choose to display media. So the layout and interface is built to be simple and intuitive. It looks similar to our Microsoft PowerPoint that most of us will be familiar with. And the whole idea here is to help our administrators and creators get onboarded and conversant with the platform quickly. Now let's head back to the center of the screen. So by clicking on this media display window here, you can easily upload your own image, you can upload your own video, or you may directly embed free stock images or videos from YouTube or Vimeo. You can easily embed your YouTube link into this screen directly. And then right below, we can enter your information. So welcome to your first training module. You can style your text, right? You can insert your hyperlinks, and then you can also add your action button. So start. And just like that, you have your first screen ready. Now, ArcLab also offers a selection of different types of screens that you can add to your module to better meet your training needs or to enhance your learners' engagement. For instance, if you'd like to add a quiz or survey component to your module, there's MCQ screen, there's open-ended screen and like a skill screen as well. So there's different ways you can customize and employ your modules for different use cases. So we'll just take a look at MCQ screen, for instance. And this is an example of how it looks. So similarly, you can add your picture or videos here at the top, enter your questions right below, and fill out your options accordingly. And then on the right side here, you can configure the number of options to display. You can select your correct answers, give your answer explanations, and you can also enable retries and display hints. You can also up the challenge for your learners by including a time limit to the question. Now, open-ended question, likewise, you can use it to collect open-ended feedback, or you can compose a more challenging open-ended assessment question too. And to help you save time and effort from having to manually grade your learners' responses, you can enable the auto-grading function. So simply by entering the correct keywords and then leave the system to do the grading for you. Now, ArcLab also helps you to create more inclusive training for your workforce with different language needs. So with our Smart Translate feature, you can automatically translate your content on ArcLab into any languages. We'll go with Chinese, right? And within a few seconds, all your content will be automatically translated to that target language. There are no limits to the number of translations that you can add, so you can go ahead and add as many translations that you will need for your workforce. Now, let's say we're done with your content. You can proceed to enhance the visuals of your module by heading to the Design tab and go right on to change the colors of the different on-screen elements that you have, right? You can change the background image, add your own company's logos according to whatever suits your organization's branding and colors. So once you're ready with the content and design, you can head over to the preview button right at the top to check out how your module will look like on your learner's end. And once you're satisfied with it, simply click on publish and your module will now be live. Now we'll proceed to upload your learners' details onto the platform so that we can deliver these modules to them. So all you need to do is to prepare a simple spreadsheet with your learners' details such as their name, email, phone number. Once you're ready, you can proceed to upload this spreadsheet onto the system, and then we can proceed to send our modules to them. So let's head back to our project dashboard. Do a quick login again. All right, so earlier I've prepared a folder with some modules that are contained within. Now all I have to do is to go to this folder, assign my learners into this folder, right? And I select them, and then I can schedule an invitation to them or send an invitation to them immediately. You also have an option to include a custom message such as the deadline, please complete by Friday. And depending on your preferred mode of delivery, whether via SMS or email, this custom message will be included within. So now let's see how things will look like on our learners' end. So what you see now is my actual mobile device, and assuming I'm the learner, I don't have to download any additional apps onto my phone. I don't need to remember any login IDs or passwords as well. So the ease of access is the key here. All I have to do is to head over to my default SMS or email app. We open the message received from ArcLab, then click on the passwordless login link. And this will direct me to my personal learner dashboard where I can begin the modules that have been assigned to me. Right, and once your learners have completed your modules, you can proceed to track their learning and performance by going to the folder analytics icon. You will receive a heads-up display of the key metrics such as the completion rates, average training duration, average performance, and whoever is lagging behind on their assignments. You can filter the results to a specific date range, or you can export everything to Excel for further documentation and analysis. Now you can also dive deeper into modular level analytics, where you can access the leaderboards, performance heat map. You may view individual learners' attempts, or you can also view performance by the different assessment questions that you have. So with these analytics in place, you can go on to better allocate your training resources, map skills gap, or to refine your training content. Now for our authors to save even more time, we also have ArcLab Discover that features an extensive template of modules contributed by our users and our team. So users can freely browse and adapt any templates that they find useful by clicking on the thumbnail that they find helpful for their organization. Then simply click on Use Template, and the entire module will be copied over to their own dashboard where they can make the necessary adaptations accordingly for their own organization. Right, so I hope this demonstration gave you a good idea of what ArcLab has to offer, and I'll be happy to take on any questions at this point.
Hey, Martin, thanks for that demonstration. Very
Hi,
handy and
Monica.
quick to set up.
Yes,
Really
indeed.
liked it. I have a few questions for you. One is, are there any pre-existing learning modules that are available for employers to use, or are they always expected to create their own content and upload?
We do have pre-made modules, as you can see earlier from our ArcLab Discover. So these are templatized versions from our users who are using these modules for their own organization. And they've kindly shared it with our community to benefit other users as well. But ultimately, because it's a mobile learning authoring platform, so most of the times, these content come from within the companies or organizations themselves to create in-house content. But if you like to adapt any other training content, you can head over to Discover, take a look, browse through something that's useful for your curriculum, for your training program. You can feel free to adapt it for your own organization.
Okay, thanks for that. And my second question would be, see here, we are going with the basic assumption that all workers have a smartphone and internet access.
Yeah.
So how about those who don't? How are we going to cater to them?
Right, from our experience so far, even let's say in the construction industries and even from our users from other countries, Malaysia, Indonesia, I would say 99% actually have at least a smartphone. It doesn't have to be the best smartphone. It can also work in a 2G environment. So our modules are designed, we test our modules to work in a very 2G environment, so not high connectivity. It doesn't have to be very strong RAM or phone capacity, and it still works. So on this potential question on whether or not they have smartphones, we still haven't quite encountered that yet, but I'll like to see that most of our learners does have a smartphone. Cellular data wise, the modules don't take up much. So each module takes up 10 KB. So when you consider the existing cellular plan that we have, it's usually more than 1 gig per month. So it doesn't pose a problem on that end as well. Yeah. Okay. And the modules can also be accessed via computer. If there's any shared learning devices that the company offers, it can be accessed from there as well, not just their mobile device. Thanks, Monica, for the question.
Thank you. Thanks.
Over to you, Pauline.
Hey, Martin, I've got a question.
Hi, Pauline.
Right. So if a company has an existing training modules, is there an interface to port into this system that you have?
That's a great question. So this is something that has been asked by quite a few of our users. So something like, let's say, example, we have a existing training deck. Can I just automatically convert it into ArcLab modules? So this is currently in our feature roadmap. We hope to have it up in the coming months. It is something that is highly requested from our users. Administrators and creators, they want their jobs to be made even more fast, free, and efficient. So this is something that we're definitely looking at, and we're hoping to build it in the coming months to really help them with this authoring process.
Okay, great, very good. Second question I have is this: because many companies may be working in a global setting where there's a metrics reporting. So I saw in a dashboard, which I thought is really great. Is the report or the dashboard be able to customize such that maybe as a country manager, I'm able to see certain data, and as a function, I'm able to see across the country as an example?
Certainly. So let me just bring up the dashboard again. So ArcLab allows you to actually categorize your learners. So let's say you have your workforce from different job roles, different departments, different countries. You can actually filter these analytics according to these groups, which is defined by you. You're the one who will be configuring it and grouping these learners or workforce. So you can actually filter these analytics accordingly and compare and contrast their performance, maybe across different job roles, different countries. So that's a filter function that we have.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Martin.
Thanks so much, Pauline, for the question.
Thank you, Martin, for your presentation.
Thanks, Vashinta.
I'd now like to invite Yani from Findjobs for her 12-minute session. Over to you, Yanni.
Yani here. I'm from Findjobs, and first of all, I'd like to thank you for this opportunity of having me to introduce or share some of Findjobs products and services. So, without further ado, let me drive straight into the sharing session. Okay, first, about Findjobs. We're actually a subsidiary of Nature Infotech. We are a social enterprise company under the membership of RACE Singapore. So basically, we are actually the preferred job tech for government agencies such as like the SSO offices, Northeast CDC, AIC, and we do offer products like job postings, virtual job fair, kiosk rental, and pop-up advertisement, and so on and so forth. So for today's presentation or demo, I will be focusing more on two of our products, which is the job kiosk and our Findjob apps. So Findjobs is actually a one-stop recruitment company where we do provide job listing for employers, candidate search, virtual job fair, banner, pop-up advertisement, exclusive walk-in interview, and also some marketing campaign and kiosk rental and store detail sticker. Okay, this is one of the products which I'm going to talk about today in the Findjob apps, which is the broadcast and the scan jobs for the Findjob apps. Okay, so next I will be actually sharing with you. Have you like any one of you actually seen our job kiosk, which is actually located in 35 different locations island-wide? Okay, basically job kiosk, the main objective of the job kiosk is actually to target for those non-IT savvy candidates for them to apply for job. And this platform enables them to apply for jobs with just a phone call away. So basically what happens is when they actually saw the job kiosk, they approach, and then happen to be they are looking for a job. So they just need to actually scroll through the kiosk and they just apply directly or rather contact the employer directly to apply for job. And this is one of the way of their engagement with the job seeker and the potential employers who are actually hiring. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to share with you the job kiosk as to how it actually works. And it's just a very short video. So if there's any other questions, you can actually prompt. So basically, this is how job seekers actually apply for jobs through when they use the kiosk. So what they will need to do is just to scan and download to their phone, and they can actually contact the employer directly from there. Okay, so next, what I'm going to share with you is actually our Findjob apps, where it is downloaded through your phone, And you can actually select the 3 different languages, which is in English, Malay, and in Mandarin. So depending on your preferred language. So first, for job seekers, the privilege given to them is actually they're able to scan jobs now from where they are residing, from where the location are. Say for example, if they are actually at the Bukit Merah area. So what happened is when they actually scan jobs now, the jobs that were displayed on their app is actually basically the jobs that is nearby their location. So from there, they can just proceed and click on the respective company, and then they can just apply for the job accordingly. Okay, and the system will actually, or the app is able to actually scan the location for you. So this is actually how it goes, and it will display all the companies that is actually hiring, nearby your area. So the listing would be like that. So next will be the second thing which I need to actually introduce is the broadcast so-called feature. So the broadcast feature is, say for example, I am actually currently looking for a job, but I want my resume to be searchable by employer. So whenever, say for example, if this company is looking for admin, so when they search for admin, my resume will actually, they will actually be able to view my resume and therefore contact me. This is how I broadcast myself. Otherwise, most of the candidates in our database, they will actually go into the mobile app or they go into the website to look for jobs. So this is how it all depends on the candidate's preference as to how they want, want themselves to be like, registered with us. Yeah, so this is where the broadcast is. Yeah, so I think actually, if there's anything, there's nothing for me to add on. Basically, these are the 2 features, or rather the products which I'm going to share with you guys. That is the job kiosk and also the Findjobs apps. Yeah.
Thank you, Yani. We'll now move to the Q&A session. Over to you, Monica.
Hey, just wanted to understand from you, what has been the reception rate from so far in your experience with employees? Because sometimes they can be very hesitant, very reluctant to go and broadcast about themselves. So how has that gone? And what can an employer do to encourage employees?
Okay, basically, okay, like I mentioned earlier, it's all about choices. It's how the candidates want themselves to be, whether they prefer, it's their preference, whether they prefer to broadcast themselves. That is, if let's say, okay, most of the candidates, or rather most of the employers, when they actually subscribe to our packages or services, right, what will happen is they will be actually given an extra so-called complimentary candidate search. So when they do, some of them, they do not want to advertise their job openings. So they prefer to actually search for candidates in our database. So that's where the broadcast happens. Or if let's say they advertise their job openings on our portal, but they're not getting the right candidates, say for example, there is another alternative for them, that is they are able to search for candidates from our database. So that's where the broadcast comes in. When the candidate broadcast, they will get employers requesting, or rather contacting them for to apply for the roles that they actually are keen on.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
You may proceed with your question, Pauline.
Okay, sorry. All right. Thanks for the presentation. It's very, very interesting. It's put in the various island-wide job kiosks.
Thank
just
you.
a question, so the user might go to the kiosk, scan a QR code, and apply. How would the company be notified? Is it automatic live feed in that
Okay.
sense?
All right, for our kiosk job application, right, what happened is the contact number of the of the employer will be listed. So what happened when, if say for example, I'm a job seeker and approach a kiosk and I have various positions which I want to apply from different companies. So that's where I will scan and download the app, and all their contact details will be stored in my mobile phone. And that's where I will contact the employers that I'm keen on at a later part. Or if let's say they only have one company which they are really keen on to apply for the role, they can just contact directly. There won't be any email addresses displayed on the kiosk. It's their contact number. So it's just a phone call away. Yeah, so that's the reason. Okay. Yeah, so that's the reason why the job kiosk is catered more on those non-IT savvy candidates.
Yes, Got it. Okay. Just one more question. As an employer, because I
Right.
do my job posting out there, people will
Right.
go into the kiosk and scroll and scan and take a look at it. Is there a way to know how many people has actually viewed my posting? They may not apply, but at least viewed.
For the job kiosk, you're talking about the job
Yes.
kiosk, right? Yes, for the job kiosk, we are, if let's say they visited the 35 different locations, we are able to track like how many candidates actually went to the kiosk and applied for the jobs.
So, sorry, there was a disconnect. So they can, right? As an employer, I would know, oh, there are 50 people who went to see my posting as an example.
Yes, okay. Actually, it's overall. Overall, as in how many candidates actually went to the kiosk and applied for the roles or the positions that's advertised by employers.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Yanni. That's all I
You're
have.
welcome,
Back to you.
Pauline. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Yanni, for your presentation.
Thank you.
I'd now like to invite Colin from HRiQ for her 12-minute session. Over to you, Colin.
Thank you. All right, hi everyone. Thanks for the invitation to participate in today's webinar. It's a pleasure to be here today to share our HRiQ solution to everyone. My name is Corinne, the account manager from IQ Dynamics. I'll be the presenter for today. Before we start, allow me to give a brief introduction of who we are as a company. IQ Dynamics has been in the industry for more than 28 years now. We specialize in the HR domain, and our HR solution is called HRiQ. It's a localized enterprise-grade system that provides an integrated end-to-end system to handle your daily HR operation and talent development activities. IQ Dynamics is a ISO 27001 certified company, and this means that we have all the policies, controls, and procedures set in place to ensure our customer database is well protected with us. In terms of our solution support for our customers, we have a full local support team right here in Singapore. Currently, we have more than 450 plus companies using HRiQ, and their staff strength ranges from 100 plus to thousands. Some of our customers have overseas offices, which are also using HRiQ for their employees. Therefore, in terms of user, we have about more than 80,000 users globally. This is an overview of our HRiQ integrated solution, and we categorize the different modules into two areas, HRiQ Core and HRiQ Talent for better understanding. The HRiQ Core module supports the diversities of employees management with the common basic modules such as payroll, leave, claims, and the modules are integrated with the HRiQ Talent modules to take care of the talent development, focusing on workforce learning capabilities, performance appraisal, etc. HRiQ can be deployed through either on-premise model, whereby the solution will be hosted on customer servers, or cloud-based models where it will be on cloud. Our HRiQ system comes with mobile app as well. With this self-service mobile capabilities, employees can view their payslip, submit their leave, and claims application anytime. And managers can also approve the application on the go. This is a schematic diagram showing how our different modules can be integrated with one another. And the ability, we also have the ability to interface with third-party solutions, such as ERP solution for the GL interfaces. For today, I'll be sharing how you can leverage on performance management system and learning management modules to engage and develop your employees. Firstly, our performance management system is designed to support up to 3 appraisal cycles for each appraisal form, as we understand organizations have different review cycles for different group of staff. For PMET staff, appraisal may be scheduled to be done 3 times a year, and non-PMET staff may be on a 2-year appraisal cycle, which is twice a year review. One of our many challenges that HR has shared with us is that Appraisal forms are not intuitive, and there can be only one form layout across the whole company. The configurability of the appraisal templates is important as it allows to set different forms for different group of employees. In the market, it is quite common in the appraisal structure that the employee will self-appraise first, followed by their appraiser to appraise them. For the group of non-PMET employees that you do not need them to set their own goals, HR can define the goals for them and have the manager to start the appraisal instead. From the beginning to the year-end appraisal, there is always a challenge for employees or manager to find a place to record their progress. We have incorporated the journal feature, not just for the employee to key in their performance progress. The manager can also use it anytime they want to input their comments after the discussion with the employee. From the HR learning performance appraisal, it can also bridge to our HR learning management system. It is always advisable to have a system that can support you in several things. One is to have the tool for you to identify the learning needs through competency-based appraisal forms. Having said that, let me show you how HRiQ performance management system can manage that for you. With the performance management system, you are able to utilize the cover page instead of using plain text for the instructions. Charts and diagrams can be incorporated to better illustrate how the appraisal will be conducted and rated. In the appraisal form, usually there will be about 4 to 5 sections. The system has the flexibility for you to configure the number of sections for you with different layout for different forms. It also has the option for you to open up required sections for different cycle. Say, for example, in the beginning year, you only open up the goal setting and the rest of the sections in the year end. You can design to have a section called the individual learning plan. Inside there, you can have something like the soft skills and technical skills for the employee to select their interests. With the configurability of the appraisal templates, HRiQ performance system is not just for the regular annual appraisal. It can also be used as confirmation appraisals or performance improvement plans for underperforming employees. After the beginning year appraisal has been completed, employee can always come into their performance appraisal form journal to key in the progress or performance. The manager will be notified and can come in to review or input their comment as well. If the appraisal starts from the manager, they'll be able to see the list of employees that need him or her to appraise. At the same time, the manager can also see the appraisal status of those employees that is under him or her. When I was showing you the employee appraisal form earlier, there are only 4 sections. In the manager view, you can add in additional section like recommendation that can only be seen by the manager. When manager is appraising the employee, they might want to find out whether the employees has attended any training. This information can be easily retrieved from the employee master record without the need of going up from the appraisal form, as our modules are seamlessly integrated. One of the unique features of our performance appraisal is that you can design the form to be competency-based appraisal for the employee to identify their gaps on their competency and set the priority that they want to focus on. This form is integrated to our learning management system and will be automatically updated into the learning needs analysis. Let me now move on to the learning and development module. One of the areas in the learning and development is to assess the learning need for the employees, and this can be done in 2 methods. One is to assess learning need for every competency the job role requires and identify the learning activity if applicable. Second is to identify only the competencies required to develop and set learning activities. With that, it can help to analyze and understand the key areas your employees are lacking and subsequently be able to plan for the learning activities, which can be attending courses or the on-job training. After the training plan is being crafted for the employee, it is important to monitor and track the employee's learning progression to see if they have closed their learning gaps after attending their planned courses or learning activities. From our many years of experience, we understand that most of the companies will want to get feedback from the employees on the training courses, and they have attended as it is an important component for an effective learning. There are a few ways to measure this effectiveness of the training that the employee has attended. It can be having employees to fill out feedback form and managers to complete the post-evaluation. Besides the learning management system, organization can also have the option to integrate e-learning content providers with our HRiQ learning management module to maximize the effective of employee development. Here, let me show you some of the screenshots to better illustrate. So HRiQ learning management is a competency framework system and allows you to set competency and skill sets for each job role requires. In the learning needs analysis, employees, they themselves will rate themselves against the organization rating, and from there they can identify where is their gaps and set the priority on the area they would like to improve on. This can also be done by the manager for the non-PMET staff. Okay. Once the learning needs analysis has been completed, the employee will be able to see their training plan and apply for the courses they are interested in. The system can also be used for external or internal courses. Besides the employee applying the course themselves, HR or the manager can also nominate the staff to attend the courses. With all this information, the managers can now easily monitor and track the staff learning progression and ensure that the learning milestone is met. So once the training is over, system will automatically send out notification to the employees to fill in the feedback form. The form can be designed by the HR to have different questions for different courses. Besides the feedback form, there is also post-evaluation forms for the manager to appraise how the employees has performed after attending the courses. So coming to the integration between our learning management system and the e-learning content providers, there are 2 ways of doing it. It can be either integrating with content provider like LinkedIn Learning or with our partner content creator platform to create your own training content using PowerPoint and upload to the e-learning portal for employee to do their self-assessment. Employee can also do their self-learning via the mobile app. With that, I've come to the end of my sharing. Hope this information has been helpful for everyone and allowing you to better understand how HRiQ solution can help to engage and develop our staff. So if you would like to find out more about the module shared today or any other modules within HRiQ, please feel free to reach out to me via email or contact numbers stated here. Thank you.
Thank you, Corinne. We'll move to the Q&A. Over to you, Monica.
Hey, Corinne, thank you for that
Hi,
presentation. I really like the features that you walked us through.
Thank you.
Just one small question around the performance management module. I saw that there was a sequence of employee appraising themselves and then it goes to the manager. What about scenarios where an employee has one direct manager and say one functional manager? Is there a scope where an reporting manager can request the functional manager to give his inputs on specific goals that an employee was required to work with them for?
Yes, this can be done. So there will be the reporting manager. So you can actually start with the process from the project manager to fill up the appraisal form of this employee. Once it's done, then it will route up to the next level, which is the direct manager to do the final appraisal.
I see, great. And second, similar but important question is, how about 360-degree feedback, especially for people managers?
Yes, we also have the 360 feedback functions. So where the employees or the managers can, assign who are the evaluators of the peers that is going to evaluate the employees. And then after which this results will be then also be taken as a score to be calculated under part of the performance appraisal.
Okay, lovely. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Monica, for the questions.
Hey, Corinne, the question I have is that is there an acknowledgement in the system to acknowledge that that's the comment both parties have input?
Yes, so whenever a party has actually input any comments in the journal, there will be actually a notification to the party itself. Say, for example, employee has keyed in the journal, the manager will also actually receive the feedback that, the notification to say that the employee has actually keyed in the journal, so that the manager can go in to review and input their comment as well.
Okay, thank you. And just a question, as a manager, I'll input my goals. Is the system intuitive enough whereby my employees is able to see the manager goals, and from there click something to download some of the goals instead of retyping, rekeying?
Okay, so if that's that means that the manager will actually be the one setting up the goals for the employees before they actually do the self-assessment. So this can be done beforehand, before the employee actually log in into the system to actually do their self-appraisal.
Okay, all right. For the training, I think you mentioned that you can record internal and external training in the training L&D platform, right? So if it's external training, does it mean that I will have to input the information in the system because it's not existing in the system? It's an external
yes,
training,
that's correct.
right?
But we do have the import functions for the HR administrator to actually import these training courses into the system. So there's no need to do any manual keying in. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm just wondering whether does the approval process, is that linked to that? In other words, yes.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, your question, please.
All right, so in other words, if there's an internal training I want to attend, can I mean, since HR will input the training I want to attend, can you approve it? And he approves it online and gets into the system.
Yes, that's correct. So for any training courses that the employee wanted to attend, they will actually go through an online application with the approval process. So our system actually support up to 9 level of approval process. So once they actually submit the application, then it will route to the manager for approval.
Okay, thank you very much. Excellent, thank you.
Thanks.
That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Pauline, for the questions.
Thank you, Colin, for your presentation. Coming to an end of today's demo session, leveraging technology for hiring, developing, and engaging the non-PMET workforce. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you once again for the team of ArcLab, Findjobs, and HRiQ for showcasing these demos. Special thanks to Monica and Pauline for your time and effort. On behalf of Team HRTech.sd, I'd like to thank our partner HRiQ for supporting us throughout our demo series. Thank you, everybody. We look forward to hosting you all in the next session of our demo series. Thank you and have a good day.